Hello internets, Karzie here, showing you guys how to pretty much get all the books in Act 1. This isn't gonna go over every single teeny tiny little fucking book, because a lot of them you're just gonna find like killing bosses, sometimes just talking to people, just essentially playing the game. But this should cover most of them. With the exception of Adina's Jottings, which will be in another recording. I'll provide a link to it at the end of this. But what you see here is me doing what I call the Old Ruins farm, where you start a game, go to the Old Ruins, explore the old Tristram, and look for those old keepsake boxes. They have a ton of different books, so you're gonna have to go back often, over and over and over again. You also want to go left and out the pathway to, if you see those bed things like you just saw, you want to check those too, because usually there's a guy there. Well, sometimes I think he's a rare spawn or something like that, and I think his name was Warv. It drops some Warv's journal or something like that. But on to the important part. Go-to spots. You don't have to check that blacksmith box all the time. I just kind of do it out of habit. Kane's books, you want to check fairly often. You want to check these spots usually every single time a quest changes or updates in a major way of a sort. But the important one is Leah's book, because she writes a fucking lot. You have to check there often. Every little quest, every little inkling you have that there might be a new book. If you hear, scratching at the door, you check it. You feel a bad rumble in your stomach, you go check it. But you also want to check these podium thingies every single time you see them. They're everywhere. I know there's some in the Cathedral and the Halls of Agony. There's also, I think there's some in Crypts of the Royal King. The key thing I do want to stress, though, is to explore often, because a lot of these books are just going to be off dead bodies lying around nowhere. But the Scoundrel's Journal comes out of that bag. It didn't drop for me because I already got it, and that's found at the bottom of the hill where you find the Scoundrel, like you see. So you want to check the Tinker's Hovel often too. It's just usually to the left of where you got the Scoundrel bag. Usually one of a few things can happen here. I think there's possibly 2 different bodies, or one body and a bag that spawn. They each have, their own books. There's another possibility where there's just one of those huge ram things just burst out of the door and want to slice you up. Like, you die now. Arrow to the face. Either way. Kingsport Bill gives a lot of people trouble. You want to... Essentially, you want to check them when you... after you do the Scoundrel meetup quest thingy and you go to the Drowned Temple, and there's a waypoint there, and he's like, I'm the Scoundrel, you want me to fight for you? You're like, yay or nay. You can just go back to Tristram and talk to him, and that's how you get the Kingsport Bill. Sometimes people have trouble with them. Sometimes you have to start a new game and come back to them, and sometimes you have to talk to them twice in order to get it. The Tomb Robber's Journal is off the Tomb Robber. Same thing with, well, this one and the Warrior's Rest one are in those 2 caves where you get the beacons to open up the Drowned Temple. As you can see, there's the ancient skeleton there. Warrior's Rest. Reading is fun. Either way, I'm told there's another book in the Drowned Temple off Ancient Remains, but I didn't show it. The Priest Bag. You're gonna want to check this one twice. The priest actually has 2 books, or 2 parts. And the spider cave. Want to explore that entirely every single time you go, because all the bags are in, like, usually little tiny little fucked off corners. And one of them in particular is like the hermit ravings, ramblings, whatever. That's a key one, but there's other like Kane's books or something like that. The Summoner's Journal, you just go to Highlands Crossing anytime, it doesn't matter what restaurant. And you just essentially go across the bridge and stay right until you see some guy just pounding his stick, chanting, and you realize you're watching him. It's like, feel my wrath of my close friends. And he drops his little diary. You pick it up and you read it and you giggle about it. Uruk the Seer's books, they drop in those bags and the levels of Cave of a Moon Clan. I think the first one's usually always at that entrance on the first level. The second one I found near the entrance of the second level. I'm told there's a third one. It's off a body somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I couldn't find it when I was recording. And I already had it, so. Either way. Scabbard Italic Defender. This one might require some farm. So you port to the Northern Highlands and you essentially just explore the whole west side of the map where the cliff is, because it's just kind of hanging off a cliff. This one, it might take a little bit of farm, because even when you do find it, you might not actually get the event. The event itself is what gives the book. As you can see, there's all sorts of fun shit for you to fight while you're trying to farm it. And when you actually do find it, it should look a little, or actually a lot, like this, where there's a corpse in front. I think the corpse also drops a book too, I'm pretty sure. And once you find the watchtower, you go in, you fight your way to the second level, and you'll know when you got the event or not. It'll be right there, right at the beginning of the second level. And you do what I did and invite my friends. They probably didn't care about the book, but I'm like, hey, I found this rare event, I'm recording. You want to join? They're like, no, I want to save the world. I'm fighting off legions of demons in some crater. Saving the world from hell, man! You want me to come and find a book? Either way, you know when you're finished with the event, when you find, you know, that green and yellow thing, then you pick it up. He's like, oh, you found it. Here, read a nice book. I'll buy your shit while I'm here too. And that's pretty much how you get that.
He was one of the ancients who guarded Mount Ariat until the shattering of the World Stone.
Yep. Alright, Queen Asila's journal. You go to the curse hold and just loop around left. It's always in that chest near the bed. She's that headless ghost, if you remember, in front of the prison. And this is the headless ghost's memory, essentially. You'll probably have this book, but I figured I'd show it anyways. You essentially just go in, watch the event. It's them debating if they should, or telling her, yeah, we're gonna cut your head off. I haven't harmed you. And at the end of it, they drop a book. Next is the prisoner's journal. You want to start the imprisoned angel quest, and you want to do this to use checkpoints. And you go to you start to imprison angels, go to the Halls of Agony level 2, go all the way to the end, go out the Highlands passage, so you reach a checkpoint, so you can just leave the game and resume from there and just enter, because the event will be right at the end. And when you do get it, it'll look a little something like this. New event. Yellow dots. Guy screaming, help me, help me. I'm trapped in an Iron Maiden. I got picks and candy. Invite your friends. Help, save me. No. Kill this ugly thing. I hear he has books. I hear he likes the Chiefs. I still has candy. You wants candy? And you kill this guy and he drops a book. He drops the trap. I don't know whose book it is, but he apparently holding on to a prisoner's journal. Guess that's one weird creature. Likes to read journals of people that are trapped in prison. The Villager's Journal. This one is going to give you a lot of grief. The Lyceum, I believe, spawns right here. It's that doorway we lit up. I say this because, the Lyceum isn't up now. There's issues with it, so Blizzard in their almighty power and ways and infinite wisdom apparently decided the best solution was to just take it away completely until they decide to add it. I tell you this because that's where the Villager's Journal is. So, yeah, you're basically going to be without an achievement until they do decide to add that. Once they add the Lyceum and the Villager's Journal, I'll try to make sure to make a recording of it. Either way, I hope you enjoy this. This is Karzie. I'll see you around. I'll include that link to Adina's jottings. Goodbye, internets.